Hello, nature lovers. Shauna here to talk to you about some more wisdom coming from the trees. This is from my book, Conversations with a Tree. And there are beautiful, profound messages in here that came to me after I found that I had this ability to receive messages from trees and communicate with them. And what came through was profound and yet very simple. And so I'm expanding on some of the messages because really they're so simple we could almost overlook them. But if we take time to sink into the message and really let it into our heart, we get to feel the deep, profound truth. And today I'm talking about spiritual deprivation. And one of the things that Henrietta, my tree friend, told me is that we are indeed living in a time where there's great spiritual deprivation. And I find with many things, when we're living in it for so long, we don't even realize that we're in it until we're on the other side. It's like being a little bit depressed. You don't even realize how down you were until you're on the other side of that depression. And I think for many people, it's the same with the spiritual deprivation. And yet we're going through our lives feeling like something is missing. We're always searching. And as Henrietta said, we go to the mall to try to fill it up, or we have a drink after work, or we spend hours in front of the TV trying to look for that something that is going to fill us up. And in fact, the greatest way to move through that and to bring more of our soul back into our life experience is to spend time in nature. And science is actually proving this, that when children are taken into nature, they're actually much more likely to share and get along with the other children. And even adults have been shown that when they spend, I forget exactly how much time it was, in nature, that they actually change from putting prosperity and abundance at the head of their values to actually valuing community and sharing and friendship above that. So it actually brings us back to our true nature as humans, to simply spend time in nature. And the research is showing many, many beneficial health effects as well. And in Japan, they're actually recommending people go into the forest, they call it forest bathing, so that we can have that benefit. And I'm delighted to say that more and more interest is coming out with this to really show how much it does impact our health. So I know that so many people are walking around today feeling empty, wishing life could change, and not knowing how to make that happen. And so I invite you, instead of taking your children to the mall or spending your Saturday afternoon in the mall, go to a park and just walk among some trees and just notice what's around you. Be present in that moment. Don't stay in your head while you're walking through the park, but really see everything that's around you. Smell what it smells like to be in the woods or the flowers, or to see a duck in a pond, and really connect with that. And it's bringing us back to our true nature. It's bringing us back to our soul, is how I like to describe it. So many people talk about how much better they feel in nature. And when I'm talking about these messages from trees, so many people love to tell me how they feel connected to trees and how a tree has been their friend as a child, and they just never expressed it to anyone because it's not something that we really talk about in our society, but really we've lost a lot by moving away from that. So spend your lunch hour walking in a park. Spend your afternoon with the children going out into the community and seeing how many trees you can identify. Just appreciate the nature around you. I once had the experience where I was walking through a city street in Toronto and was moved to tears, and I couldn't figure out why I was moved to tears. I was a very heartfelt feeling. And the second time it happened, in a matter of a few days, I just asked in my head, what's going on? And immediately I heard the response from the trees that I was sending so much love and appreciation because I was in this beautiful neighborhood and there was flowers everywhere and trees. And I was just appreciating it all when I went on my daily walk. And they sent that love back to me. That love was so beautiful that it moved me to tears. And I know from my experience in writing this book, Conversations with a Tree, the great possibility of that. That's happened to me many times. And when we appreciate nature and we appreciate the trees, they offer so much love back to us. I guarantee you will feel it. So please take yourself out into nature. You'll find your life shifting. And the link below to purchase this book, it's full of messages from the trees that have more and more of wisdom, like I've talked today. And 10% of all proceeds are going to plant more trees in the world so that we can enrich our own lives with the natural environment being restored on this beautiful planet Earth. And I know by connecting back to nature, we will then want to be more kind and gentle with this Earth, which is a beautiful outcome of this book. So thank you so much for being present, and I hope you take up my invitation to spend more time in nature and just feel what it's like to be there and appreciate everything around you. So much love.